Time and money, this is how you add value in the marketplace. If you can't do these things, you are not worth much in the marketplace. Now, Reuben, does that mean you're not a nice guy? No. You're a great kid. We love you. We enjoy you. You're a really good time. But you're not worth much to my company. You know? So let's go over here. Let's hang out. Let's have a good time. Let's hug and let's play video games and let's spend time out on the back porch and have all kinds of great times together. But I don't want to hire you because you're not valuable to my company. Fair enough? Good deal. You may be a very nice person with some wonderful personal qualities, but you are not worth much to the company. Each of these value adds make an impact on the bottom line. How about this? Are you paid by the hour? How many of you guys are paid by the hour? Okay? Several of us, paid by the hour. How much can you fit in an hour? How much production can you fit in an hour? That's a way to save time. That's a way to make money for your company. It's a way to save money. It's all three right there. Just get more done in an hour. Produce more in an hour. If you can get more work, production, into an hour, you have saved time and therefore saved money for the company. And you have added to the bottom line, to that net number. Da-da-da. Okay? There are two primary kinds of business. Again, very basic here. One is called a nonprofit. How many of you guys have ever heard of a nonprofit business? Okay? A nonprofit business is, can anybody tell me without reading ahead, can anybody tell me what is the primary focus of a nonprofit business? What are they in business to do? Exactly. They are there to do things for the public. Okay? That's their bottom line. It's, have we done a service to the public? Nonprofits, because, how about this? For-profit businesses. What is their primary measuring stick? Money. All right? For-profit is money. Does that mean that nonprofits don't need money? No. Nonprofits will go broke if they don't have money. Both of these entities, both of these types of businesses have to have money. It's just how they go about doing it. A nonprofit is going to try to cut expenses by using volunteers. They're going to try to use, donated services and donated resources and donated money. Whereas a for-profit business, they hire employees, okay? But then they have to pay those employees. If for-profit businesses want to make more money, they don't go out there and do a fundraiser, okay? If they need more money, they have to sell more product, okay? Or they have to cut expenses. Where do you think most companies go to first to start cutting expenses? Employees. It's just not fair. They're firing me. I've been here for 7 weeks. If that's not loyalty, I don't know what is. I can't believe they fired me. I can't believe. Guys, it's all about the bottom line. Okay? Again, if we're not careful, Michaela, we will resist adapting to that mindset, and we'll get mad. We'll get mad. Well, the workplace is a bad place to be. Oh, no, it's not. It's what makes the world go round. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. Fair enough? You okay with that? Fantastic. Both of these must have money to provide goods and services. Without money, these companies will shut down and no longer be able to provide the goods or services or jobs for the community. Nonprofit businesses don't hire employees, or they do hire some, but they primarily hire volunteers to help cut expenses, as we were just talking about. For-profit businesses hire employees. If they want to boost their income, they must sell more. They have to go to these three areas. We have to either save money, save time, or make money. We've got to do one of those three things if we want to move forward. So again, I ask you the question, as an employee, how can you add value to your company? You've got to be thinking about specific things, because this is going to come to an action item. And Carrie, since you're the manager there, you should be able to see these people actually engaging in these action items when you go back to work. Wow, Michaela, nice job. Being really careful with your portion sizes, very, very careful. Paying attention to your work. You're not just throwing lettuce all over the place. How do you add value to your company? It's not just about making money. Okay, now Clay, wait a minute. You've just been telling us here that the value system in the marketplace is you got to make money. And then all of a sudden you toss out, it's not just about making money. Okay? Because there's a big difference between making money, go here, go there. Making money does not equal keeping money. How many of you guys found that to be true? Where did my paycheck go? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Didn't I just get some money like 3 hours ago? What happened? How come I've made this money? Where did it go? It's a big difference between making it and keeping it. So when we look at the company, again, we're selling product right and left. Oh, this is fantastic. We're making a whole bunch of money. That's beautiful, but if you're not able to keep that money, then your company can go out of business. Does that make sense? Was Borders, was Blockbuster making money? Yeah, they were making money, but they weren't keeping money. Their profits, their margins dropped and dropped and dropped until they couldn't keep business going anymore. Okay? So, what do we do with the profits? Many for-profit companies have legal responsibilities to fulfill with their profits. They have to pay back investors. Does anybody, when I say the word investor, you know what I'm talking about there? Somebody says, hey, I want to go start a company, but I don't have any money. So they go over here to Carrie and they go, Carrie, will you give me some money? And the investor goes, or Carrie says, yeah, I'll give you this amount of money. Well, thank you very much. I come over here and I start the company. I have a profit, but now with that profit, I've got to pay Carrie back. It might not be a person, it might be a bank that I have to pay back. Okay? So there are legal responsibilities that I have to give money. There's also employees that I have hired, that I have contracts with. I've got to give them the money. Dadgummit. You got to pay your employees, as you guys know. Pizza Hut, I love this. Pizza Hut franchise, okay? This is out of franchisewisdom.com. Let's see here, where do I want to go? Your total estimated initial investment into a Pizza Hut is going to be anywhere between $1.3 million and $3 million. Usually a Pizza Hut franchise reports about 15% profit on the total sale, okay? The total sales per year are usually around $700,000 to $800,000. $700,000 to $800,000. How many of you guys would agree that that's a lot of money? Okay? That's a lot of money. But as you can see here, the owners only get to keep about 15% of that. So 15% of $700,000 to $800,000 is about $100,000 right in there. So we've just gone from that to this. I get to keep $100,000 is the amount that I actually make in profit on this thing. That's a big difference. And then all of a sudden, that $100,000 begins to get whittled away because we can't forget Uncle Sam and everything that Uncle Sam is going to want out of this. And so all of a sudden, even though I'm making $700,000 in the company, what I actually get to take home, as you can see in the next paragraph here, usually what owners make with a pizza company right here is going to be around $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year. You guys, the national average right now, the national average revenue or income per family is about $40,000. So, all of the work and all of the effort and all of the stress and all of the busyness and all of the stuff for an extra $20,000 a year is not that much. Does that make sense? So the reason why I'm telling you this and the reason why you need to know this on the camera is just because your company may be making a ton of money, it doesn't mean that the owners are just stuffing the pockets and having a big time and all of us are just down here not getting anything at all. There are requirements for all of those that net profit to go different places. You guys okay with that? Fair enough? Good deal. So let's see here. This brings us to some important definitions, some more important definitions. We have a break-even point. We have a profit per unit. I want you guys to take a moment to answer this. On the break-even, how many items do we have to sell to break even? As an employee, how can you help increase the number of items sold in a day? I want you to actually answer that. I'm going to give you a moment to answer that. How can you, as an employee, help increase the number of items sold in a given day? Be specific.
Are you wanting us to answer now?
No, you can write this down on your page, and then I'm going to ask you in a second. Okay. Jessica, what'd you come up with?
Can I give you an example?
Sure.
So one thing that I do to sell ice cream is, you know how Brahms, they have that premium ice cream on the side of it? Everybody likes Brahms ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Well, I always say ours is super premium ice cream, better than Brahms. Usually gets people in.
Very good. All right. Upsell. Super premium. Double secret super premium. You know? Fantastic. Guys, on this paragraph here, what goes into the cost of a product? What does it say there? What percentage usually goes into the goods? If you're selling a pizza for $10, what percentage is usually going to actually providing all the pieces for that pizza?
28 to 30.
Okay, so we'll say about 30% is going into the goods to actually make it. How about the labor? 33%. How about the rent that we're paying for the building that we're staying in? It's around 10%. Put all this together, obviously we got 73%. So at the end of the day, we've got 27% profit. But we're not even done with expenses yet, okay? Because now we're just talking about maintenance and upkeep. Yeah, here's the rent that we're paying, okay? But this doesn't, the oven broke. We got to pay for that. And so we're talking about coming out of that 27% is coming down and down and down. So I think if I'm not mistaken, when I was talking with Doug, we sell one of these super premium pizzas for $15, something like that. Is that right? Around $15? Is it $15, $20, something like that we're selling for?
The big pizza?
Yeah, the big pizza.
The big G?
The big G.
They're about $26.
Okay, $26. How much do we get to keep of that? Guys, we're just keeping like pennies on that thing. Because of goods, because of labor, because of rent, and all that kind of stuff. It's not just what it went in to make that product, but we also have to keep the lights on. We also have to do marketing to keep people coming in the door. We have to make sure that the toilet's flush and all that. Because I have found, personally, people don't tend to come back if your toilets don't flush. Okay? Little customer service thing for you. There's a little added thing for you. Okay? How about this? Profit per unit. As an employee, how can you lower the cost of an item without sacrificing quality? Ruben, how could you lower the cost of an item?
By making it faster.
Very good. Okay? What are some other ideas? How can I lower the cost of an item without sacrificing quality?
Don't waste anything.
Very good. Be more efficient. Don't waste things.
Use the exact amount.
Very good. See, so all of a sudden now hopefully you're starting to get the idea. That's why they are telling us to do it this way. As opposed to the person over here that goes, I'm just kind of looking here to spend some time and get a paycheck. We just put a little bit of this, just put a little of this. You don't understand, I'm in a hurry. And I'm just going here. You don't understand how busy I am. You don't understand how stressed I am. And we're just kind of, does that make sense? We're just kind of going, as opposed to really paying attention to what we have been trained to do. There's a difference between the money that you make and the money that you keep. As you can see from the information about pizza shops above, just because you make $100,000 in profit doesn't mean you get to keep it. Okay? Does not mean you get to keep it. So, contributing workers, I'm going to finish up with this. Contributing workers have a basic understanding of these terms and concepts. And that is what allows them to contribute value to the company. Sucking consumers don't get it. They just show up and expect to get paid because they have spent time there. Michaela, I came, I spent this time, I deserve to be paid. Unfortunately, the time that you were here, you didn't do jack squat. So you're actually stealing money from, no, I'm not stealing, I was here. Man, you're just not getting it. It's not about showing up, it's about stepping up. It's not about just being here, you have to produce. Fair enough? Is that all right? So again, how do I become a better employee? How do I become a contributing worker? You got to add value. How do I add value? I have to do something to help the company make money, help the company save money, help the company save time. Those are the three primary ways. Let's see here. I am going to jump to our last page. Workers, let's see. Yeah, let me go to the bottom of page 11. Your pay is directly connected to your position and that position's ability to impact the value of the company. So the question to you is, Jessica, how replaceable are you at your company? As a contributing worker, all right, that lower level, you are immediately replaceable. Clay? No, I'm not. I'm Michaela. It's like, Michaela, if you're not going to do it, I can fire you and hire someone this afternoon to come in and do the same job. Does that make sense? Because we're at this lower level. Lower level are replaceable. If you are replaceable quickly, we're only going to pay you a small amount of money. I want to make more money. How many of you guys would raise your hand if I said, how many of you want to make more money? Up, 100%. 100% people raise their hand right here. I want to make more money. How do I make more money? I've got to work up adding value. I have to add more value to the company to become more and more irreplaceable. Leaders in a company, owners in a company, you take them out of the equation, the company's tanking really quickly. But I don't get it. You know, for instance, Carrie is the manager. Well, how come Carrie's not over here making pizza with me? That's not her job. Her job is to be the manager. She's higher up. She has greater responsibilities. If she spent all of her time, which again gets into this busyness thing that we were talking a second ago, if she as a manager got caught up in all the busyness, she would not be able to manage the company. So we pay her a certain amount because she's higher up on the responsibility list. Does that make sense? More responsibilities add more value. However, more responsibilities also come with a higher price. I'm going to hold you responsible for more things. I might let Gianna get away with a couple things, but dadgummit, you're a manager. I'm not going to let you get away with things. Are you guys okay with that? So you may hear that from time to time about your bosses, about people that are over you. How come they're not in here helping us? Because they're doing their job. Don't worry about them. Do your job. What is my job? To show up? No, it's not. To be here and do activity? You're still missing it. My job is to be here to help add value to the company by making money. You guys okay with this? Okay, we doing all right? So, do you want to get paid more? Become irreplaceable. Break out of the status quo. You guys, once again, 8 out of 10 employees are disengaged. It's easy to break out of the status quo because 8 out of 10 are stuck. 8 out of 10 are complaining. 8 out of 10 are not contributing. They are sucking consumers. So it's easy to break out. It's easy to break out of the status quo. But you have to be intentional about it, Jessica. You have to have action steps, and that's where we're going to finish up today. Based on what we've talked about today, how can you add value? What is going to be your action step when you go to work tomorrow, or maybe just later on today, when you go into your next shift? How can you add value to your company? It's time for you to write down specific things of what you're going to do. And then take those steps when you go into company. That's how we add value. That's how we become contributing workers. And I'm sure you know that as you become a contributing worker and as you begin to break out of the status quo, bosses tend to notice that. Managers tend to notice that. And they'll begin coming to you going, hey, I'm kind of noticing that you're doing really good. Can I put you on the schedule more? Yes! Now I'm making more money. Does that make sense? Now I'm making more money. As opposed to the other way, I'm not really going to put Gianna on the schedule too much because she drives me crazy, you know? So I'm just going to put her on like once a month. And Gianna's going, what's the deal? How come I'm never on the schedule? I don't know why, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But you want to become irreplaceable. This is how you make more money. This is how you add value. So you need to have an action step there in the bottom on page 12. Must have an action step. So this finishes up basic understanding of how business works, okay? Again, very basic understanding, but it's something that you need to know, and it will help you break out of the status quo. The next time you hear your coworkers griping and complaining about, I need to make more money, your response to them is, you need to add more value.